So you want to be on Broadway, and you want to see all the lights and all the stars and everything that goes along with Broadway. Or maybe you want to know more about Broadway, Virginia. Well, in this video today, I am going to give you a dozen reasons in the form of neighborhoods for you to live in Broadway, Virginia. So hang around to find out what those are, but let's go ahead and get started right now.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
If this is your first time to the channel, hi, my name's Stefan, and along with my wife Leslie, we get texts, phone calls, and emails all the time from people who are looking to sell a home or to purchase a home. And as real estate agents, we love when people call us, and we love to help. So call us, text us, email us, whether you're looking to sell a home or purchase a home, whether it's 9 days or 90 days. The information's in the description below, and we'll be happy to help you meet your real estate needs. And if you like our channel, you like learning more about the real estate, but also about a lot of the fun things we do, click that subscribe button, touch that bell icon, and you can follow along with all the fun and crazy stuff we do. So, in today's video, as I mentioned, we are going to look at 12 neighborhoods in Broadway. In other words, a dozen reasons for you to live in Broadway. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's start on the west side of town. And our first neighborhood is the Heritage Hills neighborhood. Now, Heritage Hills is a little bit larger, more upscale, single-family detached home neighborhood. In the last 2 years, 5 homes have sold, and there are currently 3 homes listed for sale on the market. Most home values range between about $350,000 and $700,000, so a large range there. Now, build dates are between about 2002 and 2022. Homes in this neighborhood have between about 3 and 5 bedrooms, and they have about 1,600 to 5,000 square feet of finished living space. They sit on lots that are about 1/3 to 1 acre and 1/3 in size. Now, if you take the home value range and apply that to a monthly down payment with 10% down and a 7% interest rate, it would be between that range between about $1,900 and $2,700. Monthly income required to afford a home at 30% of your income would range between about $6,650 and $13,300. This means you would need to earn between about $80,000 and $160,000 a year to live in Heritage Hills. And like I say, Heritage Hills is a really nice neighborhood. There are some of the lots back right up to Linville Creek. I actually talked about one of those homes here in our vlog video, and I encourage you to watch that if you want to learn more about the town of Broadway. Now, another neighborhood just up the road from Heritage Hills is the Homestead Village neighborhood. Now, this neighborhood has multiple single-family detached homes, just like Heritage Hills did. There's only been one home that's sold here in the last 2 years, and there is one pending, and there's also one currently for sale in this neighborhood. Home values are not quite as steep as Heritage Hills. They range between about $325,000 and $425,000. Build dates range from about 2004 to 2020, and homes in this neighborhood have between about 3 and 4 bedrooms. They also have about 1,300 to 3,000 square feet of finished living space, and they sit on about a 1/4 acre to a 3/4 acre lot. So, if you take the home value range, your monthly payment with 10% down at a 7% interest rate would be between about $2,100 and $2,700. Monthly income required to afford a home at 30% of your income would range between about $6,200 and $8,100. This means you would need to earn between about $74,000 and $97,000 a year in order to live in Homestead Village, another nice neighborhood on the west side of town. So for our next neighborhood, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go and look in the adjacent neighborhood to Homestead Village, and we're going to look in the Broadway South neighborhood. Broadway South is very similar to Homestead Village in that it is homes very similar to it, and again, it's just a wonderful community of single-family detached homes. Over the last 2 years, 2 homes have sold in this neighborhood. Unfortunately, there are 0 that are currently for sale. Now, Home values in this neighborhood are similar to that of Homestead Village as well. They range from about $300,000 to $425,000. Build dates are between 2000 and 2005. Most homes in this neighborhood have between 3 and 5 bedrooms, and they have about 1,350 to 3,000 square feet of finished living space. Additionally, they sit on lots that are about a third to a half an acre. So, if you take the home value range that we just talked about, and your monthly payment with 10% down at a 7% interest rate would be between $2,217 and $4,433. Monthly income required to afford a home at 30% of your income would range between about $5,700 and $8,100. This means you would need to earn about $68,000 a year, all the way up to about $97,000 a year in order to live in Broadway South. Now, for our last neighborhood on the west side of town, this neighboring neighborhood, Coyote Run, is currently expanding with homes that are being built by D.R. Horton. In the last 2 years, there have been 38 homes that have sold in this neighborhood. So if you're looking to get in a new build neighborhood, this could be the one. There are currently also 4 homes that are pending, and there are 5 homes for sale in this neighborhood right now as we speak. Now, similar to the other neighborhoods, home values range here from about $300,000 to $400,000, and build dates started all the way back in 2007, and obviously they're continuing today in 2024. Homes in this neighborhood have between 3 and 4 bedrooms, about 1,350 to 2,500 square feet of finished living space, and they sit on about a quarter acre to half acre lots. So, taking the home value range, your monthly payment with 10% down at a 7% interest rate would be $1,900 to about $2,500. Monthly income required to afford a home at 30% of your income would range between $5,700 and about $9,600 a month. This means you would need to earn between about $68,000 a year and $92,000 a year in order to live in Coyote Run. And like I say, there's multiple new homes that are being built in this neighborhood, and if you're looking for a neighborhood that is growing and expanding, especially if you're looking for a new build home, contact Leslie and I so we can help get you into that neighborhood and represent you to make sure you get everything that you need when purchasing a new home. Now, from the west side of town, we're going to move to the southeast side of town, and the first neighborhood we're going to look at here is a smaller neighborhood, but it has some beautiful views in this neighborhood. That neighborhood is Broadmoor Village. Now, it sits on a hillside, and at the top side of the neighborhood there's a ridge and has some amazing views of Broadway below and the Appalachian Mountains to the west. As I mentioned, it's a small neighborhood, and there was only one home that sold in the last 2 years, with none being for sale, although there are a couple of lots that are currently for sale there if you're looking to buy your dream home. And I've seen those lots. They got some great views from where they're at. They're along the top of that ridge. If you're looking to sell those, they're $72,000 a piece. Now, once the homes are built in this neighborhood, they range in value between about $350,000 and $450,000, with a couple of homes that are just a little bit above that range. Now, homes built in this neighborhood were built between about 1975 and 2011, and like I say, you could be the one that builds in 2024. Homes in this neighborhood have between 3 and 4 bedrooms and about 1,700 to 3,600 finished square feet of living space. And additionally, they sit on about a third to a 1 acre lot. So taking the home value range, your monthly payment with 10% down at a 7% interest rate would be between about $2,200 and $2,800 a month. Monthly income required to afford a home at 30% of your income would range between about $6,700 and $8,500. This means you would need to earn between about $80,000 a year and $103,000 a year in order to live in the Broadmoor Village neighborhood. So moving just down the hillside just a little bit, going into another very nice neighborhood, is the Mountaineer Village neighborhood. As I said, it's a very nice home neighborhood with a lot of single-family detached homes, and they also, although not as high up on the hill as the Broadmoor neighborhood, it also has some very nice views as well. In the last 2 years, 6 homes have sold. There's currently 1 pending and 2 homes that are currently for sale in this neighborhood. Home values range between about $325,000 and $450,000, so very similar to our last neighborhood. Build dates are from about 2003 to 2019, and homes in this neighborhood have between 3 and 5 bedrooms and about 1,200 and 3,500 square feet of finished living space. They sit on about a quarter-acre to half-acre lots. So taking what we just talked about, the home value range, your monthly payment with 10% down at a 7% interest rate would be between $2,058 and $2,849 a month. Monthly income required to afford a home at 30% of your income would range between about $6,200 and $8,500. This means you would need to earn between about $75,000 a year and $103,000 a year in order to live in Mountaineer Village. So for our last neighborhood on the southeast side of town, we're going to look at the Trimble Heights neighborhood. Now, Trimble Heights is a very small neighborhood, but it's currently developing multiple new villa-style homes. Now, there's been 0 that have sold over the last 2 years because they just started building again last year, and there are currently 3 homes for sale right now. Home values in this neighborhood are about $340,000. That's what the new homes are for sale for. Now, there was a few homes that were built between 2007 and 2009, and then the building paused, and as I said, there are multiple homes now that are for sale that are being finished this year in 2024. These villa-style homes have between 2 and 3 bedrooms and between about 1,400 and 1,700 finished square feet of living space. So taking the average home value of about $340,000, what they're for sale for right now, your monthly payment with 10% down at a 7% interest rate would be about $2,200 a month. Monthly income required in order to afford a home at 30% of your income would be about $6,500. This means you would need to earn about $80,000 a year in order to live in one of these brand new villas in Trimble Heights. So now let's go ahead and let's move to the northwest side of town where there's a couple of really great neighborhoods. The first one of which is the Rustic Nolles neighborhood. Basically, Rustic Nolles is a one-street neighborhood with multiple homes that sit near the top of a ridge. Only one home has sold in the last 2 years, and there aren't currently any for sale, but if you get a chance to get in this neighborhood, it is very nice. Most home values range between about $350,000 and $600,000. They were built between about 2006 and 2017. They have between 3 and 5 bedrooms and about 1,500 to 3,500 square feet of finished living space, and they sit on about 1/3 to 2/3 of an acre lot. So if you take that range of home values, your monthly payment with 10% down at a 7% interest rate would be between about $2,200 and $3,800 a month. Monthly income required to afford a home at 30% of your income would range between about $6,700 and $11,400 a month. This means you would need to earn between about $80,000 a year and $137,000 a year in order to live in the Rustic Nolles neighborhood. And like I say, it really is a very nice neighborhood. Now, Windermere is another nice neighborhood on the northwest side of town that features a mix of single-family detached and villa-style attached homes. There have been 4 homes that have sold in the last 2 years in Windermere. Right now, there are currently no homes available for sale. Homes in this neighborhood are valued between about $250,000 and $400,000. Build dates are between about 2004 and 2020. Homes have between 2 and 5 bedrooms and between about 1,100 and 2,700 square feet of finished living space. Additionally, they sit on lots that are about 1/4 to a half acre. So taking the home value range, your monthly payment with 10% down at a 7% interest rate would be between about $1,600 and $2,500 a month. Monthly income required to afford a home at 30% of your income would range between about $4,700 and $9,600 a month. This means you would need to earn between about $57,000 and $91,000 a year in order to live in the Windermere neighborhood. Now for our last three neighborhoods, we move into the northeast side of Broadway. The first neighborhood that we're going to look at is the Gap View neighborhood. Now it's a very small neighborhood and it's on a hillside, but it does have some beautiful mountain views, especially from the homes at the top of the neighborhood. Unfortunately, there's been nothing that's sold here in the last 2 years, and there's nothing that's currently for sale. But if you do have a chance to get into this neighborhood, most home values are between $300,000 and $400,000. Homes were built between 1988 and 2000. Most of them have 3 to 4 bedrooms and between about 1,500 and 2,500 square feet of finished living space. Additionally, they sit on lots that are about a third to a half an acre. So, taking that home value range, your monthly payment with 10% down at a 7% interest rate would be between about $1,900 and $2,500. Monthly income required to afford a home at 30% of your income would range between about $5,700 and $9,600. This means you would need to earn between about $68,000 and $91,000 a year in order to live in the Gap View neighborhood. So now let's go ahead and let's move up the road just a little bit and we'll go to the Walnut Ridge neighborhood. Now, it's a neighborhood made up of both single-family detached homes and attached villa-style homes. 2 homes have sold in the last 2 years, with 1 home currently available for sale. Most of the homes here range in price between $215,000 and $400,000, with the attached homes most often having the lesser values. Build dates are from 1993 to 2008, and they have between 2 and 4 bedrooms. 1,100 to about 2,600 finished square feet of living space, and they sit on lots that are about a quarter acre to 4/10 of an acre. So if you take the home value range, your monthly payment with 10% down at a 7% interest rate would be between about $1,400 and $2,500 a month. Monthly income required to afford a home at 30% of your income would range between about $4,100 and $9,600. This means you would need to earn between about $49,000 a year to about $91,000 a year in order to live in the Walnut Ridge neighborhood. So we've made it to our last neighborhood, and we started in the Heritage Hills neighborhood, and we're going to finish in the Heritage Villas neighborhood. The two are not attached. So, as you can see. Now, this is a very, very small, condensed, and almost enclosed neighborhood, but it contains multiple townhomes. 6 of them have sold in the last 2 years, but none are currently for sale. Most home values here are between $225,000 and $275,000, with build dates between 2003 and 2011. All of these are 3-bedroom townhomes, and they have between 1,100 and 1,300 finished square feet of living space. So, if you take the home value range, your monthly payment with 10% down at a 7% interest rate would be between about $1,400 and $1,700 a month. Monthly income required to afford a home at 30% of your income would range between about $4,300 and $5,200. This means you would need to earn between about $51,000 and $63,000 a year in order to live in this very small Heritage Villas neighborhood. So now, you've seen all the stars and all the glamour that is Broadway, Virginia. And like I say, if you are interested in purchasing a home or selling a home in the Broadway area, Leslie and I would be more than happy to help. The information's all in the description down below, so just text us, email us, or contact us like so many other people have done so that we can help you as well. But like I always say at the end of every video, and here from Broadway, until next time, I will see you around town.